Good evening, friends, and welcome. Those of you who have attended the 10-day festival, this is like a carryover from that. In that festival, we featured only compositions by the great Maharaja Swathi Thirunal. In Indian classical music, we have a set of celebrated composers, Sri Tyagaraja, Sri Muthuswami Dikshitar, Sri Shyama Shastri, Sri Swathi Thirunal, and so on. Just like in the West, we have Mozart and Beethoven and Bach. But there are many, many other composers also who may not be as famous as the big three or big four, but whose compositions are very beautiful and less known. In Indian classical music, one of the greatest strengths is that we can improvise on the spot. Because the improvisation is so fantastic, sometimes we don't pay much or enough attention to the songs or the fixed compositions, many of which or most of which are in Sanskrit and Telugu. We have in Kannada, Hindi, many other languages also, but Sanskrit and Telugu form a very, very large part of the repertoire. And many singers, they spend their entire life singing in Sanskrit and Telugu, but they won't know one word of Sanskrit or Telugu. So because of which there is a disconnect between the spirit of the composer and the singer and the listener. Now, because of the internet, things have become much more easy for those of us who are curious. We can look up the lyrics and meaning of so many compositions which we used to listen to earlier without having any idea. So this evening, this is not the normal format of a hardcore classical Carnatic concert. This would be featuring several songs by lesser known composers, mostly. And I will give small introductions about either the composer or the meaning or something like that. So we'll start the program. But since my accompanists are, I'll introduce them after some time, because by then you would have already heard how amazing they are. So we'll start with a very philosophical composition in Telugu by a relatively unknown composer called Mahadeva Shambho. Whatever he talks about, though it is in Telugu and composed probably several centuries ago, is kind of applicable universally. He says, Vasta Vattide, Pota Vattide. It's about life. We come and we go. When we are born itself, we know anyway we are going to die. But still, Asha Yendu Kanda. People have desires. We want more, like that. But finally, Chesina Dharmamu, Chedani Padarthamu, Cherunu Mi Venta. Finally, our body, everything will go. Only the good deeds we do will remain. Everything else will go. Chetilo Amrutam Unnanta Sepe. Amrutam is the elixir of life. If you drink that, you will be youthful and eternally alive. So that the implication is that anything which is very precious, as long as you have that in your hand, Chetilo Amrutam Unnanta Sepe Anna Tammulanta. Then brothers will all, it need not be brothers, it can be whole families or friends, they will all be together. But Agadam by Poye Nadu. But once we don't have that and we are about to go, Evuru Raru, then nobody will be there. You die and you go alone only. Pancha Bhutamula Tolu Bommato. Tolu Bomma is like a leather doll. And the 5 elements, that is what makes up not only our body but the whole world. Prapancha Mayanada, Antamu Varaku, Kincha Dasato, Penchanu Jagamanta. So though it's all made of 5 elements and it will all end, still the whole world keeps going because of hope and more desires. That's the main rough idea of the song. Vasta Vattide Pota Vattide Asayandu Kanda Vasta Vattide Pota Vattide Asayandu Kanda చేసిన ధర్మము చెడని పదార్థము చేరును మేమెంత వస్తా వట్టిదే పోతా వట్టిదే ఆశయందు కంద చేసిన ధర్మము చెడని పదార్థము చేరును నీవెంత చేతిలో అమృతము ఉన్నంత చేపే అన్నతంబులంత చేతిలో అమృతం ఉన్నంత చేపే అన్నతంబులంత ఆగాధంబై పోయేనాడు ఎవరులాడు వెంట ఆగాధంబై పోయేనాడు ఎవరులాడు వెంట పంచభూతముల తోలు బొమ్మతో ప్రపంచమాయనట పంచభూతములు తోలు బొమ్మతో ప్రపంచమాయనట అంతము వరకు కించదాసతో పెంచను జగమంత అంతము వరకు కించదాసతో పెంచను జగమంత వస్తా వట్టిదే పోతా వట్టిదే ఆశయందు కంద చేసిన ధర్మము చెడని పదార్థము